Good evening. The Employees Provident Fund EPF approved 4.57 million applications for the Axiata program, amounting to 19.1 billion ringgit in withdrawals as of August 4th. The retirement fund had received 4.62 million applications for the facility, with 4.57 applications approved, about 50,000 applications still pending, while 551 applications rejected.
In terms of the breakdown of applied amount, out of that total of 4.6 million people who have applied, around 3.7 applied between 4,000 to 5,000 ringgit. And as you can see, there are quite a few people, almost 750, more, a little bit about 800 and 900,000 of our members who have less than 4,000 ringgit in their accounts.
In terms of ringgit, the total number of applications amounted to 19.3 billion ringgit, of which 19.1 billion ringgit worth was approved, while 2.3 billion ringgit had been disbursed. He also said the Axiata and Axiata programs, which aim to provide affected members with supplemental income to cater for their subsistence needs amidst the present crisis, are not heavily impacting the EPF's investment. To date, 56.7 billion ringgit has been paid for the Axiata program from the total approved amount of 58.8 billion ringgit. The COVID-19 pandemic has hurt halal products and services exporters among the small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, since last year. Last year alone, 300 SMEs in the halal segment were forced to cease export activities, believed to be due to business closure, trade disruption, and operating with reduced capacity due to lockdown.
If you look at the number of exporters, halal exporters in Malaysia, for SMEs, there are about 300 SMEs exporters are missing from the list. Whereas for large companies, I think there are about maybe 20 to 30. But SMEs exporters are poorly affected and they are not exporting. We know this is a very serious problem. So I think in terms of global perspective, we need to look at how SMEs is going to survive in this current situation.
For the first time in 5 years, Malaysia saw a drop in exports value from the average of 40 billion ringgit a year to 30.5 billion ringgit in 2020. However, the agency under the Ministry of International Trade and Industry sees some improvement in exports during the third quarter of this year, as most developed countries have resumed business activities after achieving high rate of vaccination. The halal economy is expected to grow 3.1% annually over the next 5 years, achieving $2.4 trillion in market size by 2024. Malaysia's Services Producer Price Index (SPPI) rose marginally by 0.3% to 103 in the second quarter this year, from 110 in the same period last year. According to Chief Statistician Dr. Sri Muhammad Uzir Mahidin, major subsectors that showed an increase were accommodation and food and beverage, real estate activities, education, health and professional. On a quarterly basis, the SPPI increased 0.1%, driven by growth in 3 subsectors, namely arts, entertainment and recreation, accommodation and food and beverage service, and transportation. Gearing up for the future with new strategies and practices. By investing in technologies, staying competitive in the new business and economic environment with technology capabilities. Money Matters speaks to IDC ASEAN Managing Director Sudip Banga with me, Muhammed Ahmad Hamdan, on Saturday at 5 p.m. only on TV3. Moving on, Axiata Group Berhad's Indonesian unit PTXL Axiata Tbk beats expectation of its core net profit of 564 billion rupiah during the first half of 2021, accounting for 72% of consensus full-time estimate. Hong Leong Investment Bank HLIB research said lower than expected depreciation and amortization, net finance expense and effective corporate tax rate are the reasons behind this positive surprise. XL Axiata gained 750,000 new subscribers, or 1.3% quarter-on-quarter, to 56.8 million, as both prepaid and postpaid achieved positive developments. The average revenue per user for prepaid increased by 3,000 rupiah to 36,000 rupiah, while postpaid was stable at 108,000 rupiah. HLIB is affirmative on Axiata's regional developments, focusing on emerging countries that have great growth potentials. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Muhammed. Ahmad Hamdan. Thank you for investing your time with us.